Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be reviewing the Hank and Henry x Bianca bundle. I was super excited to be able to get my hands on these babies, so today we're going to be testing out its pigmentation, its blendability, and is blendability a word? Its ability to blend, and of course its fallout. You guys will see here firsthand if the palette has any of those issues, which to be honest I feel like Henry and Bianca really hold their makeup quality to a very high standard. So when I tell you guys that this palette really did pull through, it really did pull through. I mean, check out these colors. I was able to create this super colorful, vibrant look using 8 of the 20 shades in the palette here. So if you can only imagine all the combinations of different colors you can do. If you're looking to buy a good color palette, I 100% recommend this bad boy right here. It has 20 matte shades. Let me show you guys. The palette comes with 20 matte shades, so you can imagine all the color combinations that you can create with this palette right here. So if you've been looking into buying a colorful palette, this one right here is going to be definitely for you, especially if you are just now beginning to dabble into color. This one has all the colors that you'll need, and it has a color to blend every color in the palette, which I absolutely love. It just gives the palette so much more versatility, and it's just so much easier to work with when there's colors that blend very well with each other. Alright. So without further ado, if you guys are interested in how I created this look and my final thoughts on the palette, just keep on watching.
Okay, so jumping into voiceover, I wanted to show you guys a quick little unboxing before I dug into my goodies here. Here is what they look like in their prime, fresh out of the box. The mirror is looking so fine, so good. Check out those colors. I mean, girl, how could you not? The packaging of the palette has a soft matte touch to it, which goes very well with the 20 matte shades inside. I mean, check these out. They are amazing. Yes! I always recommend going in with an eye primer or concealer before you jumping into your eyeshadows, just to ensure that the pigmentations of the shadows are at its true potential and you're not missing out on any of the vibrancy. Jumping into the palette, we're going to first start off with the shade Pumpkin, and we're going to just work that into the inner crease area of our eye. Just making sure that we're getting a really good vibrancy in there, working it in very well, and of course blending it out. Picking up the shade Pineapple, I'm going to place this in my tear duct area and working it up into the shade Pumpkin and creating a nice blend. Picking up the shade Party, I'm going to go ahead and continue placing the shades on my crease. And of course, blending it out. Always blending it out, ladies. Picking up the shade Spooky, I'm going to place this on my outer corner and start to wing it out. That way later on we can cut our crease and it's going to look so good. Going back into the shade Pumpkin, I'm just going to work this right above our purple. And we're going to just create a really nice blend, kind of like a salmon-y color. I really love how these two colors blended together. It just looks so good and I'm obsessed. To further out the blend, I picked up the shade K, which I believe is going to be short for Kaylani. Super cute. I'm going to go ahead and use this shade towards the brow bone just to get a really good blend in there. I'm also going back and forth with the shade Spooky, as well as adding a little bit of Pumpkin to bring back the vibrancy in those colors. Using this Clinique makeup remover, I'm going to go ahead and start to shape out my cut crease. This just really helps to get a lot of the pigment off. That way when you do jump in with your concealer, it's just one straight color all the way across instead of having different patches where the concealer and the eyeshadow blended, and sometimes it can leave a little bit of a color on there. So I'm going to go ahead and just clean this off and create my cut crease. With a flat shader brush, I'm jumping into the shade MVP, and I'm just going to work that onto my lid, just really patting it on there to make sure that it's getting a really true lime green color, which this color is amazing, you guys. Look how vibrant that is. That is goals. Picking up the shade LA, I'm going to go ahead and pop this towards the outer corner right underneath my cut crease just to add a little pop of glow. Now I'm just going back and forth with the shade MVP and LA and just making sure that those two colors are really blended together. Lastly, I'm going to go ahead and jump back to the shade Pineapple to finish off the look. I wanted to jump in real quick and interrupt the tutorial and let you guys know that this palette is currently sold out, but I did hear Henry say on one of his lives that it will be restocking around Bianca's birthday. So guys, make sure that you guys DM her and let her know that you guys want a restock. I went ahead and finished off my skin off camera. Let me know if you guys want to see an updated foundation routine, because I do have one. For the lower lash line, I'm going to go ahead and work the shade LA towards the outer corner. And I'm also going to be blending that out with the shade Babe. Sorry I didn't show you guys, but this is the light blue in the palette. After that, I went ahead and added a little bit of pineapple towards the inner corner of my eye. I also decided to add a little bit of the orange shade Nip Slip towards the middle, just to add another color in there as well, because it's super cute. I wanted to make sure that I used as many colors as possible for you guys. And to finish that off, I went ahead and used the neon yellow shade Lit in the inner tear duct. Lastly, I'm just dusting off my baking powder, and just like that, ladies, we are done with the finished look.
So now that we have the final look complete, I wanted to give you guys my overall thoughts and honest opinions. First, I wanted to talk about its blendability. So I really noticed that each color worked really well together. I was able to blend a lot of the shades without any issues. The only thing that I did notice is when I was blending in the shade Party with, I believe it was the shade Nip Slip, it kind of turned into like a weird, almost blacky brown shade, which I then went in with the shade Spooky and I was able to really fix it. But for a second there, I was getting a little bit nervous. But other than that, I really didn't see any issues with blendability. Next, let's move on to pigmentation. So as you guys saw in the tutorial, a lot of the shadows were super pigmented. It only took a few passes for me to be able to achieve my desired pigmentation with the palette, so it was super cool. It really just makes working with shadows a lot easier, and you're able to create more vibrant looks a lot faster instead of having to keep digging in to the colors. One thing that I did want to mention though is working with super vibrant colors like this, sometimes you have to be very careful because it can tend to get a little patchy if you're putting too much product on the eye. There's just nothing for it to stick to anymore, and it'll start creating a patchiness where you're constantly rubbing the shadows. So that's something that I did want to let you guys know. It's not the palette, it's just sometimes that we're putting too much pigment in the eye at one time. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work that way. Lastly, I wanted to talk about the fallout of this palette. I don't know if it was just me, but I experienced zero fallout, not even with the purple shades. That is, oh my gosh, I don't know if you've ever been in the situation where you decide to do your foundation, base, and everything first, and then you decide that you want to add some pop of color in your eyeshadow look, and you know, sometimes mistakes happen and you just happen to get some fallout, and of course it's always like a black or a dark brown or purple. So yes, I was super excited to notice that this palette did not have any fallout, so thumbs up on that, guys. Alright, so I also wanted to talk a little bit about the hand mirror right here. I absolutely love the packaging. It is super cute. When you open it, it is very well packaged in there. It also came with another foam on here that I took off, so it keeps the mirror nice and protected. Let's pull this baby out. The tie-dye colors are absolutely to die for. In the front, it has the Hank and Henry logo on there, and of course it's signed by Bianca there. Hi, hello, here is us. Hi, how are you? It's not too heavy, but it's also not that cheapy material where it feels really flimsy. My arm didn't get tired at all. I did my whole makeup look using this hand mirror and my hands are perfectly fine, so it's a perfect weight and super cute mirror to be using in your tutorial. So this is a must. Absolutely love hand mirrors when I'm doing my makeup, especially for IG videos. If you know you can't really have too much stuff in your vanity space, so hand mirrors are an essential. Alright, you guys, that completes today's first impressions. Let me know down in the comments below if you guys have received your bundles already and what you guys think of the palette. I definitely want to make another tutorial using this palette right here because I feel like this right here, it's going to be a holy grail. It's going to be a staple in my makeup look. So yeah, guys, if you're not subscribed to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so you get notified every time that I upload a new video. And until next time, I'll see you guys. Bye!